Hi Libra, welcome to July of 2021. Um, I'm sorry this is late. This is actually not the first time I've recorded this. So I had updated it with the rest of July's readings, and for whatever reason, it was up for a few days, and now it isn't. So I'm sorry about that. I apologize. We'll try this again. Try this again for your sun, moon, and ascendant sign of Libra for the July 2021. So let's just do a new one. So if you were able to watch the original video, the one that was shot indoors, you get a bonus. All right. So again, Mercury retrograde is real. I'm sorry about that. But some of you may get two readings, which is fine. Sometimes you need two sets of messages. Let's see what we have as clarifiers for Libra, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant sign of Libra for the month of July 2021. All right, so we're going to read a little bit differently here. The clarifiers are usually on the right, but we'll see. Center of the spread, the High Priestess and the Three of Cups, celebrating yourself, your own intuition, your own inner knowing, and perhaps some of you, it's just party time in general for July of 2021. I'm going to turn the volume up. Okay, sorry about that. All right, celebrating yourself. And let's talk about the High Priestess for a moment. Got my little pointy stick here. You'll notice that she's sitting on her golden draped throne. She has a scroll in her hand, and it is, at least in this deck, partially wrapped up. You can see she's showing the wisdom. She's showing the information to some people. A few people can see those few lines there. It looks like there's 5 or 6 lines. The rest of it's wrapped up. You get a nice view of it here. See, it's right there. So she's keeping a lot of that information for herself. It's rolled up several times. Right like that. All right. And then we have the Three of Cups. A lot of readers will read this as third party situations. I like to think of it as celebrating. They all have flowers in their hair. They have beautiful clothing on, beautiful festive wreaths, and I like to think of this as party time. This is celebration with friends. This is celebration with close family. That's what this is. So maybe you're celebrating a birthday in July. Maybe that's your partner's or family members. So that's what that means to me, at least in this context. So a need to be private and keeping things to yourself versus, going out, maybe for the first time in a few months. So that's where we're at. Base of the spread, King of Swords. He is the top of his suit. He is representative of air energy. So he knows exactly how sharp that sword is. Swords represent communication and intellectualism. So he very safely has his back to his window. He's not afraid in any way. If you've ever watched any gangster movies, you don't turn your back to the window, especially if you don't have like much of a seat. This is actually a window that he's sitting in front of. So you can see it goes back a little ways. It is a throne. It's this U-shaped portion here, but this is actually a recessed window behind him. So his throne is a bit of a bench, and then there's a seat in front of it. So he is open to new ideas. He has the very open throne. It again has no back. He has his back to the window. He's very open to ideas. He's open to uh, new things. He does have that Ace of Swords with him, but he knows how to use it. He knows how sharp it is, and he is a warrior. You can see, if you look very, very closely here on his arms, he has those warrior tattoos. I don't know if it'll focus enough to get you to see them, but he does have them. You can kind of see that armband he has on his upper, right above his elbow. So he does have that warrior aspect of himself, but he's not in armor. He is at rest. He's at peace. He knows how to use this sword and when to use it. Immediate past, the Star. You manifested something. You got what you were hoping for. You got what you wished for. Uh, you wanted something, you worked for it, you manifested it. And that's kind of what the Star represents. It's Aquarian energy. It is 1 foot, and if you can kind of look at it, she has 1 foot in the river of hope and emotion. She has 1 foot firmly on the ground. So and again, I say this every reading, the tarot is not gender specific. She just is illustrated as a female. Doesn't necessarily mean male or female. It's just a more passive energy. Since she is a manifester, she brings this about. She has complete faith, but she's also very practical. She has her hand on that jar, spilling it, watering those flowers. So she's not completely, and you can see the flowers are kind of growing up everywhere. There's some over here, there's some over here, there's some right by her foot where that little patch of grass is. So she is not putting all of her eggs in one basket, as it were. She has the practical side of it. She is manifesting through the river, through those emotions and that self-awareness. But she's also watering the land, the substantial part. But she has complete faith that both will work. There's flowers in the river, there's flowers on the ground, there's flowers on the other side of the shore. She just knows that it's going to happen. She just knows it. She has had faith. It has manifested what she wanted. Top of the spread, 4 of coins. That's what we were just talking about. Having that plan B. But being aware not to, like, he is literally putting all of his coins in that one chest. And yes, he has them, but he's not utilizing them in a way that is productive, especially for an air sign like yourself. When he comes back in a year or 6 months or 10 years or 20 years or 100 years, when somebody opens this chest, there will still only be 4 coins and whatever else he's put in there. He's not growing his wealth in an efficient way. So be efficient with your energies. Immediate future. Knight of Swords. Okay, so this is very quick moving energy. I like to think of him as Sir Lancelot. And I'm a big Monty Python fan. If you've ever seen Monty Python, it's one of the John Cleese characters that he is Sir Lancelot. Monty Python and the Holy Grail. He has a task. He completes that task. He doesn't really care if he does a good job or not, but he completes that task. There is a scene that he gets a message on an arrow that says, "I'm stuck in a tower." He goes in and saves what turns out to be a prince being married against his will. So he stops the wedding. Lancelot stops the wedding. Regardless of the circumstances, regardless of if it's to the good or not, he has a task, he will go forward with it. So he does have that, in a good way, single-minded energy, but he lacks scope. So that might be a bit of a reminder to you of exactly how sharp that sword is. Remember, the base of the spread is the king. So the knight is a little bit less mature energy, a little bit more impulsive. So maybe it's asking you to be impulsive and kind of notch yourself down a little bit and to have that little bit of spontaneity. But remember, you're the King of Swords. You're the air sign. You know, you're the King of the Swords. All right. In the environment, we have Two of Clubs and the Cup and the Queen of Wands. So there is an emotional maturity that comes. This is very similar mature energy. She's on more of the passively emotional side of it. So there is a need to be emotional and a little bit celebratory and a little bit wise about where you place your affections. The Two of Clubs is all about optimism. So there's good and bad in this on both ends. The Two of Clubs does have that uh, single-minded energy. He's all about optimism. He feels very confident and he feels very passionate about that. But one of these one of these wands traditionally represents his past. And it's not represented here, it's actually more represented in the background. But in the traditional Rider-Waite, he holds the wand in one hand, which represents his past. He holds the globe in the other hand, which represents his future and his ambitions. So he has to put one of these wands down, the one that represents his past, to go forward. So a little bit of stubbornness, but he still has ambition. He still has a great mindset, just a little bit on the stubborn side. Remember, he's a 2. Queen of Cups, yes, she is emotionally mature. She knows knows her place, but she knows her power. She is presenting this beautiful blooming cup of emotion. She's in her finery. She is the top of her suit. The queens can be male or female. They just represent a little bit more passive energy versus that aggressive male, very yin style energy. But she can also be just a little bit manipulative. She can be a little bit of a martyr. And I'm a Cancer myself. I know all about this, a little bit of a martyr. So you do want to be mindful of that. But again, she is emotionally mature. She is the top of her suit. She is full of love. She's often empathic, asking you, again, like this high priestess energy, is to look beyond what you can see. You might want to use your intuition a little bit. So there you go. Hopes and fears, 4 of Swords, missing out, taking a bit of a rest. Not necessarily FOMO, but a little bit of I need to back out. I need to recharge my energy. But again, there's good and bad. There's this beautiful, beautiful day outside, and he's taking a nap, but he's also doing self-care. He's taking a rest. He's ready at a moment's notice. He's in his tunic here, but he's kind of missing the point of the day. He's got this beautiful day here. Yes, he's resting. Yes, he's doing what he needs to do. Yes, he will be ready to pop up at any second, but he's missing the day. Overall outcome, King of Clubs. Beautiful. More top of the suit energy. Pursuits of what is passionate to you. So maybe this 3 of Cups is kind of party time, but if you're not comfortable going out just yet, if you're not ready to go out, maybe you're just tired, because I was speaking with a nurse practitioner friend of mine who is experiencing, and a lot of her patients have experienced what she's calling COVID burnout. The world stopped for a lot of people. For a lot of people, it did not, particularly healthcare, first responders, postal carriers. A lot of those essential workers didn't quarantine. They kept going. And now people are coming back to them, coming back to the offices and coming back to schools and coming back to recreational areas. And what she said was that her patients are really expressing kind of just being dragged out and really being tired, high levels of fatigue. Um, so now we're all expected, because I'm in healthcare myself, um, to pick back up at full pace, and we have been at full pace for this whole 16 months. We haven't slowed down. Maybe this is what this card is asking you to do. Maybe you're one of those people who has been, at full tilt with the added stress of quarantine, with the added stress of a pandemic. And now the point of this card may be asking you to pick what's important to you for July. Kind of pick and choose. Take those naps if you need them. Yeah, maybe to use your intuition to say yes to that, but no, maybe this is a list of invitations. Oh yeah, I need you to come to this party and this graduation and this and this anniversary party, and then we're going on vacation. Yeah, okay, I'll do 1, 2, 3, but the rest of it I'm leaving for myself. Picking and choosing may be in your best interest, Libra. All right, so let's see what your clarifiers are. Queen of Cups, beautiful energy. More Queen of Cups energy. Use your intuition. I love it when and you watched me shuffle. Use that intuition. Don't make yourself the martyr. Use that intuition to say, I really miss that person, but that person I might be able to I'll catch next time. We have the Nine of Cups, complete contentment. I like that for you, Libra. You are all about balance. So if you need a rest, take a rest. If you want a party, go to the party. Use your insight. Use that inner voice. King of Rods, more King of Cups, and more King of Clubs energy. There are two different decks. I'm using for the main spread, the Russian Tarot of St. Petersburg, and then the Morgan Greer Tarot for the clarifies, these little blue guys. I love it when it doubles up on itself. Yes, so pick your passion. Pick what works for you using that intuitive insight. And then the Page of Cups. There might be a little tinge of romance, a little summer fling might be in your path. Maybe not. I will put it here, but remember, that's 1 and 9 make 10, a complete happy household. I will leave it there. Again, I am so sorry, Libra. I do not know what happened to last week's reading. I've been tinkering with it all week. The video went and I had that fixed. The audio finally went and I uploaded it and it would not upload. I'm sorry. I apologize. But if you got to watch it, you got the double reading. Hopefully you got something out of this one, and I will see you next time. Bye, family.